Hello everyone, it's Greg from Mystery Honey and welcome to my new van. I don't know if you've been following me on Facebook or anything like that, but I bought a van last week. My Volvo wasn't cutting it, so I thought I'd try a Transit Custom, see how that goes. Plenty of space, as you can see. More on today though. Something that I would like to do is check on the Hive that I checkerboarded last week. I want to see where they're up to, see if they're filling out the bottom box, filling out those empty frames that I've put in there, and see what they're like, and just give you guys an update as to what it looks like after checkerboarding has occurred. I'm going to get my suit on, my smoker lit, and I'll meet you in there in 2 ticks. Bye. Right, so this is the checkerboarded Hive, as I mentioned before. I just want to have a quick look. I don't think these guys will be wanting to swarm. I'll just go through the top box just to check, but I'm guessing that they're going to be absolutely fine. Let's put the box here. Oh, they are already in the roof. So because it's 10 degrees C and the forage has sort of died down, there's going to be a lot of bees in this colony. Just because the foragers aren't really going out and doing much because it's too cold for them. The majority of the flights that you're seeing out the front there are just to go poop and get rid of any dead bees or anything like that. So the majority of the foragers are going to be in here now. So we may get some grumpy bees. Yeah, so they are filling this box already. That's incredible. So even though there's bees on the frames, like filling it, as you can see, doesn't necessarily mean that they are using each of these frames. So we're just going to have a quick look and see where we're up to on them. I'm going to use you, Smoker. I'd highly recommend using these wood pellets that are for pizza ovens and stuff like that. It seems to make a really nice cool smoke, and it's not acrid or anything like that at all. This is food safe, so it means that you're not going to be poisoning yourself by accident. Okay, so yeah, and look at that smoke, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. So we're just gonna have a look down. So with the checkerboard, it was empty, full, empty, empty, full, empty, full, empty, full. So what we're expecting is several frames to be full, several frames to be empty, but we'll see. I can already see there's already quite a lot of honey here, which is phenomenal. Can't have filled all this brood box in a week, surely not. I know the flow was good, but is it that good? Right, so I found a queen cup and it's got an egg in it, so maybe, just maybe, the checkerboarding didn't work. But that is absolutely full of honey. That is phenomenal. Wow, so they've filled this frame with honey in a week. And we've got some capped honey here, but over here we've got some liquid honey that they're still working on. That's phenomenal. Right, so because I've found a queen cup that has an egg in it, I'm going to have to check the whole hive, which sucks. So if that's the case, what we're going to have to do is start from the bottom and work our way up. That's the best way to work when you've got 2 brood boxes. So I'm going to move this box onto this. It's annoying, but you've got to check, because if you see a queen cup with an egg, there could very well be a queen cup with larvae in it, and we do not want to lose such a lovely colony to swarming. What that does mean is that I'm probably going to have to give these guys more room. If they have filled this brood box with honey already, they need more room. Break this apart. So remember what I said, if you're going into a hive that's full of bees like this, choose a frame that is well away from the edge, because as you pull that frame up, bees will roll off the comb, and if the queen is on that comb, you do not want her rolling out of the box. I'll lift this up. Okay. So they do have some space still, because... Oh, do they? Wow. Okay, that's phenomenal. So I'll shake these bees off. So what we have here, which is what I could see, not you, is that they've taken this all the way down to the foundation and they've started rebuilding the comb. What I didn't see, which you guys probably saw, was that they've rebuilt the comb on this side and they've filled it full of nectar. Wow. So these guys are working hard. The nectar flow here is very strong, or was very strong. But that means that these guys are working very hard. The good news is that this honey won't be rapeseed oil honey, so I might actually harvest this. It will probably most likely be dandelion honey, which is delicious. Right, so what are we looking for when we go into a colony? We're looking for 3 things. We're looking for brood, making sure they've got eggs, larvae in all stages, and capped brood. Can look for drones as well, so that. Food, So you want to make sure that they've got pollen, you want to make sure that they've got nectar, because a starving colony is grumpy, but it also means that it's starving and is going to die. And you want space, because space will mean that they won't want to swarm. Now these guys are filling up fast, so chances are these guys need some space. Just judging from that one, where they're still cleaning the comb, and on the other side they've got pretty decent honey. These guys probably need a lot of space, so I might come back with 2 supers just to give them some extra space. Amongst that as well, when you're looking at the brood, you're wanting to look at diseases. You want to see if you can see any varroa, any signs of varroa. You want to make sure that the bees look healthy. You don't want them slimy, you don't want them shiny or anything like that. You want them nice and fluffy, wings looking nice and healthy, no jitters or anything like that, and they want to be looking really good. So for the first one, we've already found food. We've found a load of honey. So that's loads of food. We need to find some pollen, but I'm sure we'll find pollen near the brood area. What we want to now find is brood. So I've just found some eggs. So we found some eggs, that's really good. And we found some larvae. Now these are drone larvae, so they're much bigger. So we want to find some larvae that are worker larvae. The way you can tell between drone and worker larvae is from the size of the cell. So drone cells are a lot bigger compared to worker cells. So the eggs in the worker cells here, that means that they're probably going to be workers. The eggs in drone cells like that means that they're probably going to be drones. Yeah, interesting. So that's full of nectar, lots of eggs, and another queen cup here. Let's have a look. What are you saying? There's an egg in this queen cup as well. So you don't need to worry until you see larvae in a queen cup. If you see eggs in a queen cup, it could just be that the queen is running out of space and she's just finding some random queen cups to lay in. Because bees make queen cups all the time, even when they don't want to swarm, they make queen cups. It's just sort of like a, oh, we'll just leave it here just in case thing. But we found a lot of eggs, so that's good. Means that the queen is present if there are eggs. It's gone quite dark here now, so I'm going to have to use a torch to see if I can see any larvae. But there's lots of capped brood on this. I'm just giving it a cursory for a queen. Shake it off. So whenever you're doing this and you're looking for queen cells, don't be afraid to shake the bees off, because bees like to hide their queen cells. So as you can see, there is capped brood in the middle there, and this is honey here. So these guys are getting honey bound. So yeah, I will have to do something about this. In fact, I think this is nectar. So the way you can tell nectar and honey is by shaking. So if you shake like that and liquid comes out, it's nectar. If you don't, and it's honey. I don't see any liquid. Yeah, so that's honey. So that means it's ripened enough that it's not coming out. Yeah, and this is a frame of freshly emerging brood as well, because there's one emerging right here. Okay. No queen cups I can see on that one, so that's fine. Now looking down here, you can see that the work that they've been doing. So it's always very useful to look at the floor of the hive when you're doing your inspections. That there is the mouldy pollen that they have chewed out of the frames, the dirty frames that I showed you before. So that's why they're all clean and all chewed up now. But that there is all mouldy pollen. And the bees are working very hard at getting rid of it. There's a dead bee there that bee is trying to get rid of. That there is the undertaker bee. She's trying to get rid of that dead bee there. She'll take it to the entrance and fly off with it and drop it off a few metres away. But that's interesting. I'm going to put that back. Remember, if the bees aren't getting out of your way, you can just blow on them and they should move. Move you to the side a bit. I've checked you, haven't I? Yeah, you're the ones with the eggs and the brood. That's fine. Put you out of the way. Now, what I should have done back when I was actually doing this checkerboarding, I should have marked which ones were checkerboarded and which ones were empty, just so I could actually measure where they're up to. But I think I can get a pretty good gauge on where they're up to, just because of how full these frames are. So remember, look at the bees, check that they're healthy. These guys all seem good. And then look for any queen cells. So just having a look for the queen. I marked her last time, so she should stick out a bit easier than last time. I can't see her, so I'm just going to shake her. There you go. So I'm going to have a look. So this is full of nectar, again. There's quite a bit of space here, And we're finding some pollen here as well. So that means that the food tick, that's all ticked off. We've got a little bit of space, so it means that we may have a bit of a saving grace here if we've got some space. But I still think that they're probably going to need some supers soon. So this is a lovely frame of capped brood. And just have a quick look at the queen. I'll shake it off. Right. I'll shake them off. So, lovely frame of capped brood there. It is emerging. So I'm just going to look down the cells. I can't see anything where I am. Oh, I've got my torch on me, damn it. I'm not seeing any eggs on this frame, which is mad because it's a brood frame. So that kind of points that maybe the bees are trying to swarm on me. So what happens as the bees get ready to swarm is they stop feeding the queen as much and she slims down and is able to fly again. Now, I've just found a queen cup here. So we'll have to see what's going on. So it's polished, but I can't see any larvae. So I'm just going to squash that down just to make sure that if there is a larvae and I've missed it, it doesn't do anything. But that is just brood. Okay, that's fine. The issue with double brooding like this is that it doubles the amount of time it takes for you to do an inspection of one colony. It does give them extra space though. So. Yeah, well, this is quite light. And I can see a lot of larvae. And they're getting to the stage where they're being capped, so that's good. Go away, you. Look for the queen. So I'm finding eggs now, but there's not as many eggs as I was expecting. I was expecting this to be full of eggs. So I have larvae in all stages here and some eggs as well. So this is I think this is one of the fresh frames. This is one of the new frames that the queen has probably laid up. Because don't forget, when you have pretty much doubled the size of the hive and you spread out all the brood area and stuff like that, the queen has to move around a lot more to try and figure out where she wants to lay. So it can slow her down laying sometimes. This is another frame full of capped brood. Lots of drone brood here. And I think I can see a proper queen cell. So we'll have a look, see if we can see the queen. If I can find the queen, I might cage her because I might choose to do a split. Just to give these guys what they want. The only way to stop a colony that's decided to swarm is to do a split or to do an artificial swarm. And for both of them you need to find the queen, unfortunately. Right, so I'm going to shake these out. I've seen eggs and larvae, so I'm not worried about damaging a queen cell. So there's a queen cell right here, so I'm going to open it up and have a look inside. Yes, so there's a little larvae in there. I'm going to squash that. And there's another queen cell here. Is there anything in? Just an egg. These guys are on the cusp of swarming. So I'd quite like to find the queen, because I think it's probably best I do a split. As you can see though, lots of larvae there, and lots of drone brood there. All the drone brood is emerging as well, so that's interesting. Okay. The bees are pinging me, but they're not stinging me. They're telling me to go away, but they're not telling me with violence yet. Just go away. There's another queen cell here, so yeah, I'm going to need to find this queen, I think, and do a split. That's a shame. And as I said in the last video, checkerboarding isn't a be-all end-all when it comes to knocking bees out with swarming, but it does slow them down a little bit. Right, I can't see the queen. Shake this off. Now, someone asked the other day if I find multiple frames of queen cells, why don't I make lots of splits? The reason for that is because I want to keep my colonies as strong as possible. The more splits you do, the weaker you make the initial hive. So if I do a small split now, I'm only going to take a couple of frames of brood, a frame of food and the queen and some bees, and the main colony will stay nice and strong. That's because when they produce queen, I want them to be as strong as possible so they'll be able to produce honey for me, because this is a production place. This is where I want to make honey. This is full of capped brood, absolutely to the brim. Keep an eye out for the queen. Can't see a shake. My main aim here is to knock down any queen cells. I do not want them to swarm yet. I can always come back another day and look for the queen again. Sometimes you can't find a queen one day and then you just come back again, maybe like a day or so later, and she's in a different frame, different spot, in a place where there's less bees, and you've got a better chance of finding her. Oh, this is a lovely frame of pollen. Amazing. Looking really good. Yeah, so there's lots of honey on this as well. So I wonder if the queen is in the top box. I'm hoping she is, because then I'll be able to find her, hopefully. And if I find her, then I can do a split today. I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. If you want the bees to get out of the way, the flying bees, just give a little puff to Virgo, like that. The flying bees will fly off. The queen can't fly, so it empties the frame just a little bit, and just makes it a little bit easier to see if she's there. Now, when you sting queen cells, always be cautious of drone brood, because bees will like to hide queen cells there. They also like to hide them in holes as well. So if there's a hole in the frame, they like to hide them there. So there's a hole in the frame right here. I'm going to break it open. There's a queen cell in it. It's in there. Remember, if you see a cell that's like that, horizontal, that is more than likely a drone or a worker. Anything vertical or curving slightly downwards, that is a queen cell. If you're unsure, knock it down. Just break it down. There's no point in messing around or playing silly buggers. Right, so I've been through this. I found one cell with a larvae in it, or maybe it was 2 cells with a larvae in it. So I think that they are wanting to swarm. So I am going to try and find the queen. Hopefully she's in that box. If she's not, then we have to try and do some jiggery pokery, which I'll show you how to do later on. Okay, slowly but surely. Remember, when it's full like this, you don't want to just slam it in. You want to be very careful and gentle. Right, so I'm going to smoke them down and put this box on top. I don't want people getting squished, so go down, guys, go down. Any on the edge that's still hanging around, just brush them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, lift. Oh, this is very heavy for something that I've only just put on. So, pay attention to that. Right, let's move you over here. This is the one with the queen cup here with the egg in it, so I'm just going to squash that. Don't mess around. We're going to keep an eye out for the queen now. Find her, take a split. Look at you. You are pure honey. Jeez, that's amazing. It smells like nettles randomly in here. Interesting. You know when you hit a nettle? It smells like that. Now, there's loads of eggs up here. Loads and loads of eggs. There's some larvae and capped larvae as well, but there's loads and loads of eggs. So I think the queen has moved up. She's probably in that big old clump of bees. Let's see her there. Don't think she's on this frame, but this is full of eggs, and these are fresh eggs as well, so the eggs are pointing upwards. If the egg is up like that, it's been laid that day, thereabouts. If it's at an angle, maybe a day or so old. If it's on its side, it's maybe been 2 days or so. So that is good news. It means the queen is definitely here somewhere. Just need to find the old girl. Right, there's a queen cup here. There's a few queen cups actually. So, find the queen, it would be a good idea. In fact, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 queen cups on this frame. I don't know if there's anything in them yet. I'm too busy looking for the queen. Oh, there's more up there as well. Jeez, there's loads of queen cups there. Don't know if the queen sells yet. So when you're inspecting, try to keep the frame away from the other frames. It means if the queen is on here, she's still walking around the same frame. So hopefully my mark is still about. The bees can rub them off. Right, but because I've seen some queen cells on these frames, I'm just going to shake this off here. Let's open them up and see what's in. Nothing. An egg. That's not good. It's new. Egg. Why don't you go away? Another egg. You look a bit more developed. No, you're just an egg. And you're an egg. Now there was one up here I saw a minute ago. Where's that gone? There. So there's one right in the brood there. Oh, there's nothing in that one. Okay, that's good. Okay, panic over. Now there's loads of larvae on here. Not many eggs, so I think the queen is on a different frame. Watch out. Go the other way. Stop buzzing me. We don't want to squish anyone, remember. This frame's full of eggs. That's good. The reason I'm going so slow is because I just want to make sure I can find that queen. I've never had a hive smell of nettles before. That's interesting. I wonder if they're taking pollen from it or something. There's lots of queen cells. Oh yeah, definitely queen cups. Don't know if the queen cells. Ah, found the queen. Yes. So there she is. So I'm gonna just grab her best I can. Where's she gone? Right, so I love this tube. It's great for grabbing queens. You just put it over her and she's trapped in there now. Can you see her? She's making her way to the top. She can't get out. So now she's up there. All I do is I lift this up and put my thumb over the end. Watch out, bees. And now she's fully contained in there. So I found her and now she's trapped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cage her up and I'm probably going to use one of those nukes over there and create a split with her. Make sure that the tab's in the bottom. Comes to the queen cage. The amount of times I've got a queen cage that I've already used, I've broken the tabs off, and I'll put a queen in, she just walks straight back out. It's really annoying. There we go. So just tap her in. Whoop, there she is. And if you're struggling, make it so this is the vertical place. So bees always like to walk upwards. So if you make the cage the vertical bit, like that, she should walk up. So she's there. So I'm just going to close this cage up. And she is well protected, so I'm going to stick her there so the heat of the hive can keep her nice and toasty. That is one panic over. Now what I can do is I can shake these off willy-nilly and get rid of the queen cells. I'm also going to make a nuke from this, so we'll have a look. So this has got a load of queen cups in it, so let's have a look. So that's a larvae. What I could actually do is leave one of these like alive, and this will probably be the oldest of all the queen cups and queen cells. That means that will be the one that emerges. So what I might do is just take my time and just be a bit careful to see what I can see inside. Oh, there's nothing in that one. There's very tiny larvae in that one. That's an egg. Oh right, oh brilliant. Don't need to do any of that. Squash that one as well, and squash that one as well. So there's one here on the side that's full to the brim of royal jelly. So we'll go with that one. Let's have a look at the larvae, make sure it's in there still. Yeah, larvae still in there. That's good. So we've got a queen cell here, so we're going to keep this in this hive. I'm going to mark it here and I'm just going to knock everything else down. What that means is that one will be the fastest to grow into a full-size queen. It's on the side, it's a naturally born queen as well. So swarm cells can make okay queens. They usually make quite strong queens. But they might be a bit more swarmy than other ones. Jury's out on that one, I'm afraid. What we're going to do is we're going to shake every other frame off. And we're going to get rid of any queen cells that we see. That was a good one, it's well protected. And that there is loads of queen cells, so it's good that we found the queen. We can protect her now, give her a new colony. So if you look at the larvae there, that was in one of these queen cells. And these are looking really strong, so you can see all the royal jelly surrounding it there. I'll have a look at this one here. So I'm not going to keep these ones just because they're joined together. I'll never keep those ones, but as you can see, absolutely filled to the brim with royal jelly. So these are really going to be strong queens that I'm getting from this colony. That's just an egg. You can see the egg there, can't you? So unfortunately I'm going to destroy these ones, but we've got a really good healthy one in there somewhere. Okay, cool. If you're a bit squeamish about killing larvae and stuff like that, just scoop them out. Just leave them for mice, birds, rats, whatever. You don't have to squash them, squash them. What we're going to do now is we're going to make a split. We'll use one of those. Let's have a look. Shake you off. Loads of queen cells here. Just squash them down. Don't even bother looking into them. We've found one queen cell that we're happy about. That's the one that they're going to use. This has got emerging brood actually, so what I might do is I might leave this with the queen so she's got a boost of bees. Because it's going to be in the same apiary, a lot of the bees from the nuke are going to fly back to this original colony. I'm going to keep this box here, in essence. That's a great frame of pollen and food, so I'm going to save that as well. Switch that and that, and then we'll make our split. As I said, I don't want to make a huge split. I want to keep these guys as strong as I can. Nothing there. Okay. And that is a lovely frame of honey. Right, okay, so because I'm only going to be taking a small split, I'm going to shake as many bees as I can into the box. A lot of them will fly back here, that's fine. But because I've taken the queen out of here, these guys won't swarm now. The queen's gone, so the reason for swarming is gone. They need a head of the house. So they're going to produce that queen, she's going to emerge and she's going to take over this colony. I don't need to add any more space onto him really, because the queen is not going to be in there laying constantly, so they won't be building up in force. What will happen is that the bees will get to a point where they'll probably beard, because there's not enough room, and then they'll start dying off. Because the bees in spring and summer stuff like that, they only live for about 6 weeks. It's not a long time. So, right, I'm going to go get me nuke and then we'll make a split. Right, just going to move this to the floor. Out there. So I'm only going to put 3 frames in there. So we have, let's move you to the end. Tell you what, give that to the strong hive. Leave this for the queen. So I want to leave the best frames for the queen because I want her to get laying again as quick as she can. The big colony will have stuff to do then. Yep, there we go. Right, so that's that. So we've got a pollen and food frame. That's what we want. That's good. That's going to go here. Pollen food can go next to the feeder. The feeder hasn't got anything in it, but I'm going to put it there anyway. This has some capped brood in it. That's good. We want to be able to give the queen a boost. And we're going to look for one more frame. So another brood frame would be good. Yeah, so this has got some eggs and stuff on it. Don't want that. We want capped brood, really. We want those bees to emerge and leave lovely empty cells for the queen to fill with eggs. Move out of the way. Come on, move. Capped brood. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, there's the queen. Let's not lose her down there. Done that before. That was annoying. And you look like capped brood. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake quite a few bees in here. That is, yep, that's capped brood there. Perfect. Put that in. So I've got all the frames. I've got 2 frames of brood, I've got 1 frame of food, and the rest is just going to be empty frames. So what I'm going to do now, because this is going to be in the same apiary, is I'm just going to shake a load of bees in. I'm going to shake more bees in than you think is a good idea. Because half of these are going to fly off back here. And what we don't want to do is leave the queen with no colony of bees to help her. We're going to be careful with this one because it's got the queen cell on. Careful with the queen, let's transfer her here. We're just going to shake all these bees in. There we go. Right, we'll put these frames in. Now these are dirty frames, look at that, mouldy. But because the colony is so strong, they should be able to clean these up pretty easy. Right, put this frame back in. Tell you what, throw you in as well. Right. There we go. So, made a split. Put the crown board on. Plenty of bees still. Put the roof on. And what I'll do is I will come back next week and just check for queen cells, make sure that one there is the only queen cell present. It takes 14 days, 2 weeks, for a queen to go from egg to emerging as a fully fledged queen. After 7 days, she's capped. So if in a week, she will have been capped for a few days. So I want to make sure that there's no competition for her when she comes out, because then you can sometimes end up with cast swarms. And what that means is that she'll come out and go, oh, there's loads of other queen cells, I'll fly off. And then another queen will come out and they'll fly off, another queen will fly off. And what you're doing is you're splitting that colony by half each time, and it's a bloody nightmare. So what I want to do is just one queen, she comes out, she goes, ah, this is my lovely colony. And she goes out, gets mated, come back, and then she is able to be awesome. So, yeah, all right. We'll release the queen now. Whoop. What I'll do is I'll smoke the bees down a little bit, just to give me some space. You can probably see a load of bees at the front there somewhere. That is all the bees flying from this box going, hey, craziest things just happened. There you go, going. There seems to be the queen in a different box. How weird. Right, so the queen's in here now. She is secure. I'm going to put this ground board on carefully. Don't want to squish anyone. Watch out, guys. But she's in here now. So this is queenless, this is queen right. And we're going to put this over here. Which side has it got it on? You can leave the queen excluder on if you are still worried that they're going to swarm. I'm going to leave it on just for a little bit. Just for maybe a week or so like that, just to make sure the queen gets established in here. I know she's already got a brood in here because we've just put the brood in, but I just want to make sure that she's established before I feel relaxed about it. But I'm going to move them over there now. There we go. Look at here. I reckon if she's happy as Larry, she'll make this colony probably about the same size as that in a couple of weeks. Right. So I've built these a bit differently. I've done it so you strap them to the side here. It's usually what I do is I stick a piece of wood underneath my box, so it's being anchored downwards. But the issue I found with that is that the wood that I've been using, for it to be decent enough, usually has to be quite thick. And what that can do is it can block up the vents a little bit, so the ventilation is not great. So we're trying something different where the whole bottom is completely wood free, and it's just the sides that are reinforced. And you just ratchet them to the side like this. We'll see how it works out. I'm a bit concerned that if like a gust of wind or a knock or something hits it, it might just make it flip. But we'll see. See what happens. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means the world to me. I think we've managed to do quite a bit in this episode. We have gone through the checkerboarded hive, and it has failed, unfortunately. Bees love to prove you wrong. They love to do the opposite of what you want. So the fact it's failed does not surprise me. It's just really annoying. I've shown you how to make a very small split with the queen to allow a hive that wants to swarm to be able to create their own new queen. There are other methods of dealing with this, like demarré and stuff like that, but I do think that just doing a little split like that just makes things 10 times easier for you, especially if you know where the queen is and you can find her. Obviously, if you're having a hard time to find the queen, then the Demarate is perfect. Just shake all the bees down into that fresh new box, put all the other boxes on top, and then you don't have to worry about it. Just look for queen cells and you're sorted. If you have any questions about anything you saw today, or say you've got some critiques, or say you've got some advice or something, please put it in the comments below. I will do everything in my power to answer them as quick as I can. If you've enjoyed this content, then please hit the like button. It helps me find more people who are interested in what I'm doing. If you really like it, then please hit the subscribe button and have a look at my back catalogue. I've got videos from the past year and a half, 2 years now actually, I think. There's a lot of videos anyway. There's fact checks, there's inspections from the past few years. You can see where I was up to last year with around 70 colonies, all sorts. So if you're interested, please go have a look. I hope your inspections are going well and your spring flow is going as bountifully as mine is. I hope to see you guys next week. Bye bye.